So I also believe that Agile is not false gods. And this is a it's a harder one for me because I am one just as much as well, probably not just as much as I'd like to think it's just as much as, but when you write a book, people react to the book, and you want them to. I mean, the whole reason for writing the book is to get out ideas out there and get people to start talking about them. But there's a very thin line between being, you know, enthusiastic about an idea and being fanatical about an idea. And whether it's been XP or Scrum or personal Kanban or Kanban method, there are fanatics out there. There are people who have literally come up to me and said, like, on page 138 of your book, you said this, and I'm like, okay. And then I want to tease them about the knowing the page number, and so I say, well, what do we say on page 79? And then and then they tell me, and I sure don't have the book memorized. I don't have. There's no chapter and verse of personal Kanban for me. There just isn't. And but I've seen people, all the time say, oh, on this page of the black book it says this, or this page of Kanban it says this, or this page of XP explained it says that, and just like you don't want to go out and mimic other companies' ideas by blindly implementing the formats of their management structure or their processes. You also don't want to read any of these books, whether it's the Scrum book, or whether it's one of Alistair's books, or whether it's one, or Why Limit WIP. Why Limit WIP talks about the how to limit your work in progress by tracking a guy named Randall through his travails at his company. And there's a kind of a format for how Randall limits his WIP. It's not meant to be a cookbook. It's not meant to be a recipe. It's not meant to be an edict. It's not meant to be gospel. It's a story about somebody limiting their WIP. And they do it because they're thoughtful and they learn some things along the way that makes it easier for them to do that, or he learns things along the way that makes it easier for him to do that. As a boss that challenges him in certain ways to help him figure out ways to do it. But it's not a cookbook. It's not a prescription. And Agile, again, the DIY nature of Agile is that you take stuff from books. You take, you buy your own copy of Personal Kanban and you read it, and you learn stuff about things. It's a good book. You should probably read it. I'm proud to have written it. Um, I think that while Tony Ann and I were writing the book, was the moment was like the period of time where we actually, learned the most. And it was because we were reading tons of stuff, we were thinking, we were synthesizing, we were working out what the system looked like, we were figuring out, how does this thing that we're learning psychologically connect with what we've seen in the field, with people who are actually trying to, manage their work. Um, that that the ideas in the books are ideas. They are the Legos that you're going to take to build whatever sculpture you want, but they're not a kit. Personal Kanban is not the TIE Fighter kit from Lego, right? It is a bunch of Legos, and you have to go off and build whatever you want. So don't go off and worship any false gods. Uh, not the Scrum guys, not the Kanban guys, not the XP guys, not the safe guys, not the dad guys, not the crystal guy, not the personal Kanban people. Um, uh, Not the retrospective women, but take the ideas from the books and again ask yourself what questions, what problems are you trying to solve, and then fit those Legos together. And then that way, these people, these false gods that you're setting up, they're going to be fans. They're not going to be gods anymore. If Alistair Coburn shows up at your office and you say, I did all these really thoughtful things to better manage our work, he's not going to care specifically what they are, as long as they're honest attempts to manage a process or meant to solve a problem, and that you're excited about them and that you can describe to him why they work. So Agile's not false gods, it's not stuff in books. It's how you take that information and make it a reality.